Good morning. Hey, Nick, how are you? Good to see you. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Lucas. Good morning. Oh my gosh. Hey, Laura. I see you. I like your name, Laura Hunter. Good to see everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Getting everybody in here. Oh, cool. Okay, I'll keep an eye out for it. I teach later, which is why I'm always on in the morning. You guys don't ever see me at night because I teach so much at night. I'll get some vibes going with the music this morning. Hey, Jen, how are you? Good morning. Good to see you. Good morning in California. I'm actually be in California Saturday and Sunday. I'm traveling again this weekend. I'm really excited. Hey, Kelly, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you all. Make sure all my stuff's plugged in here. I don't need to be losing power partway through the day. All right, hey, you guys, if you guys could tap and share and all the things and get this going, let's get some traction going here. Good morning, Michelle. Happy Thursday. Can't believe it's Thursday. And actually, tomorrow I fly out to Las Vegas. Flying out to Las Vegas. We're going to be in Las Vegas for a couple days and then going to Palm Springs for a couple days and then home. I'll be home by Monday. Kind of bringing me down, actually. I don't have the dragon out yet, Lucas. I've had like zero time. And when I have had time, it's either dark or it's cold. Or the other day, I loaded everything up to get my Halloween stuff out and put the outside stuff. And I opened the door and it's hailing out. So no, I'm not done getting all that out. Would you like fries with that, California? Does it look like I'm doing readings right now? You should read the room. Man, it takes no time at all for these people to come in here and do that, by the way. No time at all. Good morning, just horsing around. Hello, hello. Let's get the live shared. Let's get our likes up. I'm going to be doing some readings today. We're going to be chit-chatting about a really cool topic. Hi, Coco. So a really cool topic came up in class on Tuesday, and I thought we could kind of deep dive into it. I might even pull some people up into the box to talk about it. I think it'd be really cool. Just basically about, people's experiences and how we try to put everything into a box or how we try to label everything. And sometimes there is no label. Sometimes our energetic experience is our unique energetic experience. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to talk about that today. Maybe pull some cards. Where did I? Oh, they're there. And I've got my Halloween cards. So let's get more people in the room. Let's get more people watching so we can do some cards here after a while. Because check this out. I got my Halloween cards, a Halloween deck. I have another Halloween deck, but I think it's in my bag and upstairs, actually. They're not even down here because I was using them the other day. Good morning. Hi, Yessie. So the evil, I know, you know what? I always forget that I had these, but then they like vibed with my shirt. So I thought, this must be what I'm supposed to be wearing today. Remember, because I let Spirit dress me in the morning. So yeah. So tap the screen. Let's get lots of people in here. This is good because I feel I don't want to fit in a box, but for some reason I want my kids to. You know what? Just horsing around, that makes sense from like a mom perspective. Um, as like I've got 3 kids, and my husband was always about trying to get our kids to do what the popular kids did. And part of that goes back to like his own experiences, like in high school. And then where I was always trying to fit in, but not really. I was trying to be like the leader of the pack. Good morning, Paula. Um, I was trying to like set my own trends. And a lot of it was because I couldn't, like, we were really poor. So I couldn't afford to like buy the newest clothes. So I'm like, whatever, I don't need to do that. And I would literally just piece things together, and I would wear like whatever I was in the mood to wear or whatever I could afford to wear. Hey, Ms. Marcy, you should read the room before just dropping your questions. You should read the room. Would you like fries with that? Oh, that's right. I'm not a McDonald's drive-through. Jeez. You guys, right? Okay, so those of you in my chat that know what I'm talking about, every time someone does that, start dropping the french fries. We will be doing readings later, but I am spirit led. So in case you guys are wondering, my name is Lorenda Carr. I am a psychic medium, but I also do QHHT, which is quantum healing. And through hypnosis, it's the Dolores Cannon version. But I also am beyond quantum healing certified. So I actually do, I can do it virtually too. We do healing via hypnosis. I do healing via higher self to higher self. You don't even have to be in the room to do it. It's kind of cool. It's really cool. It's so funny because I used to not believe in any of this, that any of this would work. And it does. It's funny. Oh, also, what are you guys drinking this morning? What are y'all drinking this morning? I got my Celsius because I don't do coffee. We call it spirit signs and sips because we're coming here with a little something to sip on, get ourselves hydrated, get ourselves energized. What are you guys sipping on? No judgment if it's mimosas. Maybe it's 5 o'clock somewhere, I think. Is it? It is. Pretty sure it's, well, it might be 4 o'clock in Ireland. I don't know. So speaking of Ireland, very cool stuff coming up. So not only I've got, you know what, we're going to be doing spirit readings because I've already got spirit knows. So what's cool, I wish I was drinking mimosa, right? We're going to see, I've got my tropical vibe. We're going to pretend it's a mimosa. Yeah, that's what we're going to pretend. That's what I'm doing. Also, Celsius should give me a sponsorship for my Thursday mornings. That'd be, oh my God, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? In my $3 drink. All right. So right now we're listening to music by Jamie McIntyre. The singer-songwriter that I had seen in Ireland. Good morning, Brian. How are you? Good to see you. Oh, yay, Kristen. Welcome. I'm glad you're here too. So he sent me a voice message the other day, and which is so cool when you hear anybody with an Irish accent, like say your name. It was cool. So he did. Good morning, Daniel. Good morning, Sophia. Good morning. Welcome on in. Hey, you guys tap the screen. Get me in the algorithm. Make sure you're like saying cool things. I don't know, FYP, anything really, and share. I want to get up to 100 shares at least before I'll even start doing readings or pulling cards. All right. And I want to get to 10,000 likes before I'm even going to start considering doing any of that. So in the meantime, so Jamie McIntyre, the artist I saw, the singer-songwriter that I saw in Galway, sent me a voice message and was like, "Good morning, Lorenda." I can't even say it. I can't even say my own name with an Irish accent. It was kind of cool though. And he did say, "Hey, let's for sure, he's on holiday this week." And he was in the studio and then he's on holiday this weekend. So we are working on coordinating a day where he can come on the live on a Thursday morning. It's just a matter of getting him to respond in a timely fashion. But you know what? It's kind of cool though. So we'll get him on here. We're going to talk about music, his journey as a singer and songwriter, and and good morning. And also how music transcends. Like it's not just about us listening, and like how does music change us? How does music vibe with us? What does it do for us? How does it tap into our feels? And I'm interested to get a songwriter's perspective because as a dancer, good morning, Lillian. Um, as a dancer, like music is everything for me. Even as a tap dancer with no music, my feet become the music, right? So like I feel like music raises our vibration. It can also align with us and how we're feeling in the moment, right, yes, Brian, yes, yes, yes. So I think it'd be really cool, and I did tell her like, hey, full disclosure, I'm a medium, but all my medium friends were in there watching his live the other day. So make sure you guys are following Jamie McIntyre I think it's Jamie McIntyre musician, um, and because he goes live occasionally, and just throw him some support. Tell him I sent you when he goes live. Um, yes, Daniel, music is a well-known pain relief. Yeah, like it can be healing, it can be rejuvenating, it can be relaxing, and if you're feeling all sad, it can like vibe right there with you, you know, and make you feel. Because sometimes it's okay to sit in your feels. Sometimes it's okay just to be sad and cry it out, right? Um, or be angry or whatever it is you need to be in that moment, right? All right, keep sharing, guys. I have 7 shares. I see 7 shares, only 15 people. I need on TikTok. I need y'all to up it for me. Share, share, share. We talk about cool stuff in here. So we got him. So just so you know, I haven't been. It's not that we're not handling it. He's just a very busy guy. He's putting together a tour or a concert right now. But he is. So Jamie McIntyre is going to be in on the show. It's just I'm not sure when yet. We're working on it though. But it was cool. So now I just like want to listen to that voice message over and over, just because I like to hear my name with an Irish accent. Is that weird? I think it's weird. It might be weird. What do you all think? Um, and then let's see what else do we have on the docket. I do have my classes coming up. My Tarot 101 and my intuitive writing, that's coming up. So make sure you guys are checking out the link in the bios, whatever platform you're on. Make sure you're checking out. My link tree should be in literally every bio. I feel like it's harder to find on Instagram just because, which makes no sense. It's a business account and everything. But they seem to make things harder. I don't know why. So we've got the classes coming up. I won't have any more development classes until November. So there's that. Good morning, Janelle. Good morning. Hello, hello. Hi. Is it Shira? I can't say it. Kyra. So we got lots of fun things coming up on the docket. And then I had my shows. So for 3 weeks, sorry, 3 out of 4 weeks I had, if I keep freezing, just go out and come back in. Make sure we're getting shares. Okay, we're up to 11 shares into mediumship class. You should take my class, Brian. It's like really, you guys, for anyone in my chats, any of you in my chats, please, 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 tell people how the classes go. I mean, like our class this week was amazing because thank you, Kelly. Because it is not because I come in and go, I'm such a great teacher and I know how to do everything. No, I've set it up with Spirit where I'm like, all right, listen, I'll teach these classes, but I need to keep learning too. And only put people in my classes that are willing to put in the work and be open to trying different things. So we do mediumship, absolutely, but we also do just multiple ways of connecting, and we allow each person to be on their own journey, which goes back to the topic of the day, which is boxes, putting people in boxes and labels. We don't want to put people in boxes. Okay. Because what if one person, oh, thank you, Janelle. She says all of Lorenda's classes are down to earth and real. No, I cannot, Cindy. Okay. Y'all know what to do. So like, I'm not a McDonald's drive-through. So I will be doing great. I'll be doing reviews a little bit. I'm not a McDonald's drive-through though. Um, and so now you could book with me. You could book with me and we could talk about that. Um, Thank you. Yes, there's never any pressure. It's easygoing. Um, and so like this week, it ended up being more of a you want fries with that? It ended up being more of a discussion. Yes, we tapped in, we pulled in our guides, we did some actual exercises and work, but this week was really all about a lot of us shared our some experiences, some crazy experiences we had because we were like, because one of the questions was, what do you think that was? Like when I experienced this, what do you think it was? And I'm like, I feel like it just could be so many different things, right? Um, so one experience for a person was that they had a near like they had what should have been near death experience, but like they should have like they were getting ready to crash, right? They were getting ready to crash, but then all of a sudden 10 minutes later they came to and they were actually on the side of the road, didn't crash, perfectly fine. And they were like, "Is that a timeline jump? Did like I have an out of body experience? Like what in the world happened?" And I'm like, "I'm telling you, our guides, our spirit team, the energetic universe, everything is if we haven't fulfilled our purpose yet, more I feel like sometimes the universe is like, "Oh, for God's sake, don't run into things." And they move you, they put you where you're supposed to be and save you, or they put you in in a place you need to be. And not everybody's journey is the same. So um I really feel like people's experiences are different. One thing that I will tell people is if you and this came up last night, I was talking to my son because he's just recently restarted watching the oh that's cool Astral Adventure. Hi Linda. I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is why I keep a squirrel here. um Anyway, we all have different experiences, and I think it's important to acknowledge that everyone's on a different path. And it's not to say that, God doesn't save people that don't deserve it's not that. It's not that. I'm telling you, it is our experiences. Oh, I know what I was gonna talk about. The Flash. If you guys have ever watched the show The Flash, they talk about Earth 1, Earth 2. It is I think it may not be till like later in the first season, like where it's all making sense. It may not even be till the second season. Um, and so, but the Flash, I get that, Michelle. I totally get that. The Flash talks about different realities, different paths that like based on the choices we make that could be a choice or and how our destiny would change, our future changes, but how many timelines are there? And how are we how do frequencies work? And honestly, like people act like they're the authority on these things, but who actually knows? I think that as humans, we don't get to know. I honestly believe that. Class was awesome. It is nice to talk to woo-woo stuff with people who understand, even if we don't fully understand what we can but we can discuss our extraordinary experiences. Thank you for saying that, Michelle. Yeah, I felt like it's a safe place to have discussions. And then we always like every single time my doctor, teacher, philosopher guide will come in and just drop knowledge. And it's an incredible experience when that happens because honestly, I kept saying, "I have no idea what I'm gonna teach today." I had worked on it all day. I had no idea what was coming. I would write random things down, and even as the girls were coming in the room, I was like, "Hang on, I'm getting some weird I'm getting some weird download of what I'm supposed to be teaching, but it's not making sense." By the end, I held up the paper. I'm like, "Look at all the things that Dr. Mike brought to my attention. I've been writing down." I had no idea where it was gonna go, but it all ended up in a nice little box with a little bow on it and a beautiful little package. Like, it all made sense. It was crazy. It was crazy. And I feel like we all left feeling seen and heard. and that we understand that it's okay not to understand everything. You know, our experiences will vary from person to person based on our purpose here, based on our goals here, based on our spirit team, based on, based on our own energy, right? So it's so important not just to label everything as a this is what this is. This is what this is. Da 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 da, right? And because one person's NDE may be another person's be completely different than another person's NDE. Um, and I think it's really important to acknowledge that there is no box. When there were things that I thought could never, ever, ever be possible. I thought it was just all made up woo stuff. But then I've experienced things. I'm like, oh, just kidding. All right, just kidding. Apparently that's a real thing. That's a real thing. And we can we can do the academia, we can do the deep dives, we can do the learning and all that. But ultimately, we are not going to know until we're on the other side. And there's kind of a peace and understanding with that, I feel like. I don't know. What do you all think? What do you all think about that? Anybody want to come in the box and talk about it? We can't even begin to imagine. I know that's right, Kelly. Like, I just feel like it's okay if we don't know. And if there's a point where we get a second chance, instead of trying to deep dive into what happened, or if we have one of these experiences, just sit back and take it in and go, that was cool, you know? And of course, mundane before magical. If you're having what you feel like are psychosis like experiences, please speak to a doctor, speak to a psychologist, speak to the powers that be, or the people that are educated in these things, and make sure that physically you're okay. But sometimes we just have really cool magical experiences, and that's all right. Cool. Good, Sarah. Good. That's how you should. So I do believe that we just all have our own experiences that speak to our soul, that speak to our purpose. And I do fully believe that sometimes when we completely derail and we go a whole different direction, spirit sometimes will course correct. I had an after death communication experience with my father. I discussed this experience on a podcast. See, that's awesome. Yeah, that is awesome. Um, Wish I could chat today, but have to work in the 3D world today. Oh, boo. Jobs are jobs and work. Not a fan. That's not true. I love my work. Um, so I don't know. What kind of experiences have you guys had? Oh, thank you for the gifts, Kelly. That was a cool cauldron. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Um, but yeah, we even talked a little bit about natural law. You're working on t-shirts. Very cool. Oh yeah. I love that this platform, you guys can just like listen while you're working. Throw me in your earbuds. Love you too, Kelly. I wish you could stay. Can't wait till you can like come over and visit me. That would be awesome. We could spend a day together. I'll take you to lunch. We'll do bougie things. And I'll spoil you because you've been working way too hard. Oh, I know. It's actually a canned light. I try to make it go away. I felt some guilt over my experience because it didn't happen to my siblings. See, ooh, that is a legitimate thing, astral adventurer. That is a legitimate thing. And think about it. If it's like a version of survivor's guilt, but in a different realm, I guess, or a different way, right? Um, you when especially like as a psychic medium, I feel like my grandparents come to me all the time. It's not that they're not going to my mom, it's not that they're not going to my aunt, it's not that they're not going to anybody else. It's just because of where my frequency is and because I practice this so much, I feel them. I don't communicate with them, and that's not true. I keep saying that, but that's not true. I'll be like, all right, let me show me an owl today or show me a palm tree. I don't know. And they'll step in. They'll show it. They'll show up. Some of my friends are like, "Do you not have a plan?" I said it will work out how it's supposed to. Ooh, you're so right, Sarah. It does. Now, sometimes spirit will nudge us to make plans. So sometimes we do have to align things in the muggle world in order to make things happen. But it's important to listen when you get that weird gut feeling or that guidance to follow through. Yes, I agree with that. I wouldn't tell my mom what I was experiencing with my K-paw. Right. Also, yes. So last week, Michelle was actually in the box, and we did a really cool reading with her. And you guys will have to go to my page and watch some of my videos. But I did do like an update video with her. I think I posted it. Maybe it might be sitting in my draft still. I need to go through it because Michelle had posted on one of my other platforms, a validation. So I made a follow-up video. I don't remember if I posted it or not. What is the box? Oh, Sarah. So sorry, Sarah. If you're in my YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, there is no box that I can pull you into. I'm on TikTok. TikTok, you can pull multiple guests in. Oh, who's requesting? Let's see. All right, Daniel, I'll bring you up here in a see what Daniel's got going on. Good morning. What you got going on, my friend? How are you? Did you have an experience to share? Oh, well, you requested to come in. I said request if you have an experience. Huh? Oh, I adore you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And good morning to you as well. And thank you for all you do to help with manage the thing. You're a rock star. And I appreciate you. I'm terrible at telling people I appreciate them. So I appreciate you.
Plus, I have a little surprise for you.
Oh yeah. What?
In the box.
Mm-hmm. You have a little surprise. I think you cut out. Say that again. You have a surprise for what?
Hey, Lorenda, this is Devin.
Devin.
My son.
Oh, cool.
Send our voices.
Well, of course, yeah. Yeah. I can hear. Nice to meet you, Devin. So now is Devin also on a spiritual journey? I said, is Devin also on a spiritual journey?
Yes, he's working on it. He's studying Christianity. Plus, when he was younger, there was some times where I had him talk with Miss Karen Rooney.
I don't know who that is.
But she's another psychic medium on the East Coast that I'm real good friends with.
Okay.
And he was having some experiences, and she helped him kind of understand what was going on.
Awesome. I love that. And that can be really confusing, especially if you've been experiencing things, you're getting things coming in, or if you're seeing things, hearing things, feeling things, and you don't normally function in this world like we do here on the social media and all the and taking classes. It can be overwhelming. I'm gonna turn this up.
An experience I would like to share with everybody.
Okay.
And it happened a few years ago. It was about the time me and you started becoming friends and everything, and I was starting to work on my intuitive. I'm a tough old country boy.
I couldn't tell.
You can't tell. But I do joke around. But this is not a joke. This is a serious point that only my family knows of.
Okay.
They don't know that I was told this but it happened.
Okay.
A few years back, when I was really working on myself, trying to correct my depression and get myself better,
Hmm.
I had spirit tell me, you're going to end up going to jail for a short time.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Okay. You know, I disappeared for a while,
Right.
8.5 months.
Hmm.
That's where I was.
I remember you telling me that, but I hadn't shared that with anybody because that was between you and I.
Yes. Well, I'll feel comfortable with it to share with everybody and here. Uh, I was trying to avoid putting this out, but I think this morning when you said was during what you was saying,
Hmm.
it needed to be shared with everybody.
All right. Now, how do you feel like your experience changed you?
Uh, I try to listen. I more consciousness of what is going on around me. I softened myself. I'm not as wild anymore, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So, and I, I give it to you, Lorenda. Even though I don't do classes with nobody or anything, I've learned a lot from you.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
I've learned a lot from Hannah, Karen, some others that's on TikTok, just from listening, from talking with them, from being in the chat,
Hmm.
you know.
But there are a lot of really well-meaning, good, ethical practitioners and
Yes.
on the apps and across all the platforms. And TikTok, of course, because of the way they work. Like I've got a huge following on TikTok and hardly like comparatively on other platforms, nothing. But that has put me in line with a lot of really interesting people that are open to discuss things like what I do, that are open to be like educate. And I would like to think that hopefully that's what you're talking about. Is like a lot of us that just educate and help
Yes.
because there it's not like some secret saw, like there's not some gatekeeping secret that needs to happen. You know what I mean? Like it's not,
Yes.
we should just
Exactly.
share.
And your squirrel moments, they can come in handy every now and then. Because those squirrel moments, they're kind of a connection to something. You might not know what it is or
Hmm.
why it's happening, but it's something.
I agree. I agree. And I've learned through all this that, oh, thank you, Lee. That those, yeah, those squirrel moments, it's usually spirit going, oh, there she goes. Okay, change, different direction, different direction. But I've learned and I've told spirit, okay, I trust you. I'm just going to let it flow in. And then so when people ask me later, like, oh, remember when you said this? I'm like, no, because more than likely it was a channeled thought. It wasn't even my own thought. Or I had a squirrel moment and I just straight forgot. Yeah.
And everybody in the comments, y'all know that I'll put in, try to crack funny jokes every now and then, or pick on somebody in a funny way. I hope y'all don't take my comments in a in here where I do try to have a little fun, and Lorenda tries to have a little fun,
Hmm.
and it's all in love.
It is. It is. And you're a really great moderator too. I appreciate you keeping people on the straight and narrow. Even though like sometimes people are trying to come in here and scream at the thing asking for some fries.
I
Mhm.
forget who it was. She mentioned that she tries to meditate, and 2 seconds into it, her ego goes to steak fries. And, and well, I couldn't help myself. I had to crack a joke on that. I told
Oh
her
yeah.
it's not her ego, that's
Right.
the weed munchies.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
So
Um,
I was trying to be funny with that. I hope that wasn't an insult to her. There she is,
yeah,
Michelle.
Michelle. Well, Michelle's the one that had, yeah, she's the one, her K-Paw and Gma Mary came in last week. She's the one that had her coming in, or had her loved ones coming in. Um, so, and she's awesome. She doesn't take things personal.
Okay.
So, but thank you. I do appreciate everything that you do to help keep things running in the chat. And I also appreciate that I feel like you really pay attention. You listen to what we talk about, and you do try to apply it to your life and learn. And I can't, and that's my goal, is to help people learn.
Yes, exactly. And you
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
if I was on live, I'd give you a golf clap.
It's a goal.
If I was on video, I'd do a golf clap.
Right. No, it's fine. It's fine. So, all right. Well, thank you for popping in and sharing. I appreciate you, and I'm glad that you're back and in society and back in my chats and helping out. I do appreciate you.
You're welcome. And like I said, always enjoy your lives in the morning time on Thursdays.
Thank
and
you.
I try to help you however I can.
Well, it does not go unappreciated. Even if I don't always say it, I promise you I appreciate it.
I know.
I know, because I think you would just be like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm just saying. Oh, that was adorable. That little gift was cute. I've not seen that. Thank you. You were surprised with that. You know, supersize that.
Somebody sent me a ghost.
Oh, that was nice. That was awesome. Thank you, guys. I couldn't see who that was. All right. Thank you.
We'll talk to you. Well, I'll still be here.
You'll still be here.
I'll let you pull somebody else up.
All right. All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank y'all. Y'all visit Lorenda's website. It's in her bio.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Still, how do I get
Oh,
this now?
oh, here I can.
Wait.
I think. Oh, here I can do it.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Look at me learning how to do technology. Haven't been able to join for a while. Oh, I'm so happy to see you too, Sarah. I appreciate you guys. So make sure also you guys are following my I go live, not just TikTok. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, my personal and my business account, because my personal account has like 2,000 followers because my dance and all that stuff. And I also graduated with 800 of my closest friends in high school. And then my mediumship, my Lorenda Car Medium, and my YouTube, Lorenda Car Medium, and my Instagram, Lorenda Car Medium. Feel a theme. Lorenda, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the famous skull experience. I don't know anything about that. It's so famous that I don't know anything about it. Paula, I believe he's from Louisiana, like the deep South. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I have no idea. Does anybody else know? Has anybody else heard of that? The skull experiment? Anybody else? And any of my other platforms ever heard of that? The skull experiment? Okay. Awesome. Thank you, all 5 players. Yeah, I've never heard of it. Okay, I'm going to write it down because I don't know anything about it. Skull experiment. Like what is the topic centered around? Is it like multidimensional? Yeah, people on Instagram aren't hearing of it. So Sarah, I have, you might, depending on which Facebook page you're on, I've got this streaming on 2 different Facebook pages. So you might be, And then I've got it on the TikTok, which is separate. It's on my phone because I can't put TikTok into my StreamYard. So I have to run two different cameras. It's dumb. I don't get it. Not sure what we say. Skull every time the Vikings make a touchdown. Skull! I do that when we're in Viking territory and toasting. It was an experiment done with physical and evidentiary mediums. Oh, wait, maybe I have heard of this and I didn't know that's what it was called. Yeah, there have been the longest running, most extensive, and most rigorously documented. Oh, wow. That's how much of a rock I live under. I feel like I've heard of this, but I don't think I knew what it was called because I do remember hearing about these scientists that were doing this. We're involved as well. It's amazing. It was done in a town called Skull. Okay. I'm going to look into that because maybe that's something that we can discuss once I educate myself a little bit on it. On you, okay, you can find it on YouTube. All right, so yeah, you guys check it out because maybe what I'll do is do a little deep dive. I'm gonna be on an airplane for a few hours tomorrow, so maybe I'll actually queue that up and watch. Um, because I know that their scientists have said they yes, Vegas. Documented on YouTube. Okay, yeah, I'm done. So, okay, that's your homework, everybody, to go look up the Skull, SCOLE experiment. Watch it on YouTube. Not right now. Wait till my show's over. And Yessie, you are a rock star, by the way. Thank you for sharing the live. We're up to 265 shares. And I'm gonna I've got Spirit coming in, so we'll have to do some readings here. So yeah, I'm interested to watch it. I have heard of it because scientists are now saying that they believe that our consciousness or something about our energy. I mean, it makes sense. Energy is energy, right? So yes, SCOLE. So it makes sense. Like when our physical meat suit dies, where does the energy go? Where does the energy that is our consciousness, our soul, or whatever the energy goes? Does it just float around in space? What happens to it? Was there something after what? See, I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. I got to watch it. Wouldn't mind floating around space for a little while, right? Same, Lee. I think it'd be kind of fun. We'll just float around in space. Hey, Carrie Ann. Hi, my friend. Did I say a spirit's trying to talk? I have one moving in. I feel like I've got some spirits moving in. And it could just be that my guides are adjusting my vibration to start feeling. It could be my Celsius kicking in, raising my vibration. I don't know. You're scaring your kids. Oh, I look forward to haunting my crew. Absolutely. Totally haunting them. Oh yeah. Can't wait. I'm gonna be moving things across the house. I'm gonna be that spirit. And none of them will be shocked. Literally none of them will be shocked. They'll be like, yeah, there's mom again. Morning, Bobby Jean. This you told your husband. I know. Well, like literally no one would be surprised. They would not be surprised at all if I was like the one floating. I'll be floating around my dance studio correcting people in their ear. Pick up your knee for the shuffle. And they'll be like, why do I hear things? And I'll be hanging out at my old building. I'll be hanging out with Bernie. We used to have a ghost named Bernie at our old dance studio. And we invited him to come with us, but he never did. He didn't follow us. But we, at one point, the students were so fully invested. Good morning, Lori. The students were so fully invested in the ghost, Bernie, that we were like, we need Bernie merch. Like we were ready to get t-shirts with pictures of Bernie, the ghost. to wear out into the wild as part of our studio. But then those of you who've been with me for a while remember that we were supposed to have this dance studio space for at least 2 years because of the road expansion and all that. But eminent domain came in within a year and a half, and they were like, "Oh, get out." So we couldn't stay there. Um, so now the building is up on stilts waiting to be moved, rotting. You need to send me what you want to. I know, Paula. I swear I'm not ignoring you. I just am so. We've got a lot of competition deadlines. Like I spent probably 10 hours yesterday working on competition stuff, costumes, um, and well, costume orders. We've got choreography. We got Nutcracker coming up. I had to recreate videos. We've got competition entries that are due like yesterday. So we just have a lot going on at the studio right now. And then so once and with break coming up, I wanted to be able to go on vacation and not think anything of it. So yeah. So anyway, have you ever had a ghost in your let's talk about that. Have you guys ever had a ghost in your house or in a ghost that where you work or feel like you could tell there was a presence there? Yep. Isn't that wild? Like, yes. We've done ghost hunts or paranormal investigations at our dance studio, and the new studio's okay, but there's really no one interesting hanging out, you know? You saw one as a child. Woof. Oh, that's cool, Paula. My grandparents' house had spirits. I had experience as a kid. See, interesting. I'm convinced now that I look back and I'm educated on what I see and know and how spirit brings me information. I look back and I 100% know that my grandparents had spirits in their house. I know this. But then I thought I was just had a really active imagination. You don't think so, Sarah? You've always wanted to experience it. See, I'm telling you, this goes back to labeling and boxes. Whoop. See, spirit did it again. We're just going to go right back around to where we first started talking. Um, you work in a hospital, so oh yes, Lori, you know you got all kinds of stuff going on at work. Um, I know. I will look into that astral adventure. Definitely look into that, and maybe what you can, if ever I remember, we can come on and I can have you on. We can talk about it. Black shadow that would show you things. See, and who do you think that black shadow was? Do you think it was a guy? Do you think it was a ghost? Do you think it was a loved one? Hmm. How do we know? And were we afraid? Do you want to hear a crazy story? Evidence to me, spirit. Yes, of course I want to hear a crazy story. I know we have spirits in our house. I know when family's here, but we have a spirit that's not fam. Ooh, see, Michelle? That's what I'm talking about. Like there's a difference between, hey John, there's a difference between um like a spirit that you know, a spirit that is connected to you, is part of your spirit family, is part of your spirit team, and then a spirit that's like not. You know what I mean? House I grew up in, a guy like a brother visited. My mother-in-law and husband visit in current house. See, they do. They show up. I'm telling you. Oh, we're getting some spirit notes. Speaking of spirits showing up. Oh, that's so cool, Heather, that you got one on camera. Ring bell at the doorbell. Yes. Well, oh, they would ring the bell at the front desk. Little shit. See, they like to be known. They like to be heard. They like to be seen. My friend John is actually in the chat over on Facebook, and he's part of our paranormal investigation team. We get all kinds of stuff coming in. John, we were just talking about my old building, about Pickett's, my old dance studio building, Bernie. We had all kinds of ghosts over there. It was cool. I actually had someone touch, it was Halloween week, and um and I was teaching a jazz class, like level 1, and we were doing Ghostbusters or it was either that or one of those Halloween songs. It was cute. And I'm against a wall. There's no way anything could be behind me. And then something touched me on the back of my neck. I'm like, listen, no, you can dance. You can join us, but we're not doing that. But they just want to be seen. I think they want to be acknowledged. Um, they do like to play jokes. Spirits are funny. A girl my mom used to babysit would record the spirits in her house and she'd always show us. See, and I don't know if you realize this, you guys. Have you noticed? And I don't know if you can see it as much on the camera that's on Facebook, YouTube, that's through my streaming platform, because the camera's not as clear on my phone on TikTok. Have you guys noticed? You'll see things just go like things fly around all the time on the camera. And it's because spirit comes in. I had to tell her to move what she wanted, but never touch the story of it or of it. Story of it. Yes, Lori. So I had to do that too. We walked around, and actually my friends Michael and Nikki, the people who own Unseen Press and do all the things. Um, and I well, they came in with our other friend Ken, who's now living across the country, Boo. And we before we built out the studio, they came in. They were like, "All right, who's here?" We all tuned in, and I do have a lot of orbs, Coco. Yeah, um, and I said, "You can come to dance class. You can come be part of class. You can enjoy the vibration. Here's the ground rules: you do not scare my students. You do not scare my parents unless they're mean. Then feel free, and do not break my equipment. Do not break things." Oh, thank you, Brittany. FIBA, girl power. I'm a big WNBA fan. Um, so, and you know what? We didn't have any issues with that. Like, and every once in a while, things would turn off, like the radio would just stop. The speakers would just stop out of nowhere, and the kids were so conditioned. They'd be like, "Bernie, quit it." So Bernie was the main ghost in the house, but there was also or in the building. So, but my theory is, it's not necessarily so when if we go back to that, what talking about the skull experiment, I'm interested to see what they talk about and where they talk about consciousness and when we leave this body, where it goes. And there's a class that I took called Spiritual Anatomy through Camp Chesterfield. They only offer it like once or twice a year. It's really hard to get into. And it's always during a time that I can't do it. But I made it one time to class and just talking about our bodies, a physical, spiritual, and mental body. And how what we're made of and like seed atoms and like so when this body expires, where do we go? What are we actually made of as spirits? It is an incredible class, and I need to take it again. Flung a picture of Kool-Aid across the counter. Oh, see, listen, I have rules. So Lori, if I've got a ghost, I'm like, you can stick around, but you better learn how to clean things up if you're going to break them. There are better ways to get my attention. I know, Kristen. Well, and I haven't seen. They usually have a one. They usually have an offering in November, but they with their whole board changeover and new president, new vice president of Camp Chesterfield, I think their classes have all kind of shifted and changed. So I need to. I might just reach out to Reverend Glenda and ask her if she would be willing to teach one. Like if I could I might see if she would be willing to put together one and teach that class for my people. Would you all come to that? Would you guys all do a spiritual anatomy class if I could get my mentor to teach it? I'm going to, okay, note. Because I know she used to teach it and then she handed the reins to somebody else, another certified medium, Reverend Jenny, who's also fantastic. But they don't teach it very often through Camp Chesterfield. And even then it's like it's 2 days, but 2 days in a row. And I can never do that. I did it one time and that was like 3 years ago. And there was so much information in that. And I wonder if they would do that through my platform. I'm going to look into it. Because I think it would be incredible Like, it's been long enough that I feel like I need to know more. Yeah. I think if we can understand how the mechanics of it work to the best of our ability, going back to labels and boxes, we don't know for sure, you know. Um, oh, that's funny, Lori. Well, at least she straightened up. That's good. Or like got her act together and quit flinging things across the room and turning over tables. That's insane. Um, so I think it'd be really beneficial to be able to offer something like that. Or maybe I can even get her to come on and talk on a Thursday. That might be kind of cool to come on to the show and just talk about spiritual anatomy and how it works. Um, that's awesome, Kristen, that you understand how to feel the energy in each layer. I'm working on that. I'm working on that. I mean, I'm just now moving into the space where I'm starting to allow myself to feel energy in that way because spirit for a long time, and I think honestly, I do believe our life experiences. Hey, Emran. So you know what I love? This is totally a squirrel moment. So a year and a half ago, I was in Paris. Matt was sick. I'm like, cool. Well, not cool, but like, you take a nap. I'm going to go to a little local place, and I went to a little local bar, not bar, like a little cafe, as one does in Paris. Order a little flatbread, little wine, a lot of wine, a lot of wine. We drank a lot. I drank a lot of wine that day, didn't I, Imran? And I'm meeting someone, and we chatted for like hours. And like, he's from Denmark. Is that right? You're in Denmark? And like, now we follow each other and follow all of our adventures. I love that. I love me some wine too, which is why I have I don't know if y'all noticed, but I'm in my wine room. But I love the connections we can make. Denmark, I was right. Okay. Sometimes in the moment I forget. Um, so so that was so cool. And we had like the best discussions about so many things. So many things. Um, and also I'd like to flash back. I wasn't wrong, was I, about my political opinions about this country? We had a very interesting. It was really cool. But I'm that person who um that will just go to a place, sit down, and as long as I'm not weird about it, but I'll just start talking to people because my husband can't hear anything. I know, you know what we did, Allison? This was a storage closet. And I had brick left over in my. You guys can see it in the other platforms, but not TikTok as much. I have brick on the walls. They're just like the thin brick. It's real brick, but it's cut into slices. And we just turned this storage closet into a wine room. Yeah. So anyway, that time you came over to me or not, yes, I've been to Switzerland to see Lucas, my old neighbor. And he faithfully joins me every single week in this chat. Hey, Aaron, how are you? Good to see you. I see Diana's in here. Oh my gosh, all my friends are in here. Tap and share, friends. Tap and share. So, I think it would be fun now that we're an hour in and I've been talking this entire time, but I feel like we've had some really good discussions, right? Energetically connect to people. Don't put yourself in a box. We've had some really great discussions in regards to all those things. But I just appreciate you all. Started reading the book, Sign, Secret Language of the Universe that you recommended. I told you, Brittany, it is so good. It is so, so good. And it's not a deep dive read. It's not like anything that makes your brain hurt. Like, there's some books that I'll get started on and be like, I got to quit listening to this. What's the one by Dr. Joe Dispenza. What's that? Oh, shoot. What's it called? I had to quit reading it. Is it in here? I can't tell. I don't know if it's in here. Oh, it's not in here. What is it called? Oh, Becoming Superhuman. Oh, because I was listening to it. And it was just so much. It was so much. There was so much information in it, and I had to stop listening to it because it was just too much for my brain to comprehend. But Signs by Laura Jackson is a really good, it's an easy listen or an easy read, and I feel like it empowers you to go, "Okay, I can do this." Thank you, Nicole. I need some good beginner books that would help with development and understanding. Ooh, let me tell you, I've got one. Where is it? It's right here. This also, do you guys like my light up crystal ball that I put out at Halloween? um, You Are a Medium. You Just Don't Know It Yet by Hannah McIntyre. Highly recommend this book. Somebody tag her so she knows I'm like loving on her right now. She is, first of all, a phenomenal medium, phenomenal human. And this book also an easy read, but it gives a good balance of her experiences growing as a medium. And she's out of the UK. You can order on Amazon. It's like $15, 16, like it's not that expensive at all. And you'll notice I even have it tabbed here because I will use some of her exercises in my development class. Because they're so easy and I'm just like, oh, why didn't I think of that? So I use some of hers in my classes. Sometimes I'll take her exercises and then put my own twist on them. But she talks about her own experiences as a medium and how we are all wired for it. And I know there are people that do not believe that they are wired for that. Oh, Janelle, are you still in here? I just realized that you requested. Did you still want to come in here? I feel like we changed subjects. Okay, hold on. So yeah, so you are a medium, you just don't know it yet. And her, hi friend. And this is just such a good example of regular life, stepping into your power, stepping into and empowering yourself to start communicating with spirit and being able to see the signs and all the things. So I really like that book. Hi Janelle, how are you?
So it's a real life, real down to earth.
It is. It is.
Like,
This one?
yes.
It really, just so you have it. I love this. It is. It's so easy. As a matter of fact, I love her. Her, is it Hannah Medium? It's just Hannah Medium. Oh shoot! Now I can't remember her handle. She has a whole school in the UK. She's got like she does. She's awesome, and she's actually called. She ended up doing a call with me at one point. I've been on her podcast. She has it's called Mediumship Matters, and she's just like so down to earth and normal. She's so normal, but her videos are hilarious. Sometimes I see them, I'm like, dang, what a great idea. I wish I thought of that. But I even started writing my book and I started really kind of framing out my book. And then hers came out. I'm like, well, if I was going to write a book, this would be it. So I guess I don't need to write mine now. Like I love her. I'm a fangirl, but she also took the time to talk to me for like over an hour one day about putting together my tour. Like she took the time to be like, okay, this is step one, do this, this, and this, and this. And like, I'm like, okay. Yeah. Yeah. It was awesome. It was awesome. So anyway.
That's your total energy level, that down to earth. Your classes are so down to earth, so real.
Thank you.
It just brings everything together, Lorenda.
Thank you.
It's a very easy transition. You open doors for people.
I try to. Beautiful. Well, and in full disclosure, I will say a lot of times we're like, it's not me. Dr. Mike's got things to say. He's got things to say. So, and I've had that happen where I'll be like, okay, so I have the agenda for today. And Dr. Mike goes, oh, that's cute. Set that aside. And then we do something completely different that I hadn't even had on my radar. And I walk away mind blown, but everyone else, because the other side knows what we need before we need it. Right. So they'll, in education.
When we were in
Uh-huh.
we did something totally different than what we tapped on a couple hours.
Yes. Yes. And I do tell people, I'm like, it says 7 to 9. However, spirit has no concept of time. And sometimes we go longer. So,
Indeed.
so,
Indeed.
but I have done what I have done to respect people's time and energy is I do now. I'll say, listen, Dr. Mike, if you got things to share, you got to you have a time frame, earth time frame. So people that need to go can go. But I always say, if you want to stay and have woo-woo discussion and deep dive, I'll stick around.
Right on.
And that's what we do.
It's so great.
That way people still get their class that they're paying for and that within the time frame that they've budgeted. But then if they can stay, it's always fun, isn't it? So
You're just stirring the pot, boil, toil, and
in trouble.
whatever. Love it.
Me, trouble?
Yeah.
No, I'm not trouble.
The thing I wanted to tell you was the story. We were talking about evidence of
Mhm.
spirit.
Yes.
I mean, this is a real thing. And I
Mhm.
mean, it just blows my mind even today. I mean, it is so impactful.
Mhm.
And I just know it was my brother.
Mhm.
It's just a knowledge, it's had to be him. My brother was in hospice for 6 months, and he passed. And in the care facility that he was at was a very nice place, and we were awaiting uh, uh, authorization from Social Security to pay Medicare to
Okay.
pay for the facility. But they understood, and we were waiting, and then he passed away.
Mhm.
Actually, on November 16th. So like another,
It's coming up.
yeah.
Mhm.
And a month or two went by. During this time, my brother and I were best friends. We were very, very close. And I just sunk into this huge depression, of I'm losing my brother. And then just a year before he passed away, my mother passed away. So
Right.
losing mom unexpectedly, and then having my brother in in hospice, not able to talk. And it just was a very hard time.
Right.
And when you're in hard times like that, your mind is scattered.
Right.
You lose track of life for a while.
Mhm.
And thank you, Lady in Red. And real life, I didn't care about the bills. I didn't care about it. It got bad. I didn't
Right.
pay for things,
Mhm.
I didn't pay for, I think my mortgage was automatically withdrawn, so that was okay. But like my association, for my,
Yeah, you just because you just like you completely check out because you're so wrapped in grief, right?
right. So after Jeff passed away, there's this invoice due from the care facility.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, oh, I'll just add it to the stack of bills. I don't know, right?
Right.
Well, at work, I received a letter from the association saying, we've decided to foreclose on your unit due to lack of payment. And it was about 3,500 or something like that I was in arrears. And even though we've been going back and forth, can I be set up on a payment? No, we're going to foreclose. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's been going on for too long. Not even 15 minutes later, I get a phone call at my desk at work. This is the Social Security office, and we have to get this money to you today. You can't tell me that that wasn't my brother. And it was almost to the penny that I owed
That you
the
owed.
association. I worked it out with the home to set up monthly payments. Jeff saved my home
Wow.
from going into foreclosure. Not even 15 minutes after receiving that email. Have you ever heard of Social Security calling you saying that
We have to get this money to you.
this money today?
Wow. That's
That
mind
was
blowing.
Jeff.
Yeah,
That was
absolutely.
Jeff.
He's probably like, listen, get out of your, but get out of your head. It's fine. But like, grief puts us in that low vibration, that place where we can't think. We just walk around in a fog, and that I've seen, you and I both seen it for so many times. You've experienced it,
Yeah.
not just once or twice, numerous times, in your life. And it can be so overwhelming. So that, thank you, Spirit, for stepping in and going, all right, listen, she's got her head up, or again, let's help her out, help a sister out. And yeah. Well, that's awesome.
You're frozen, like in a vacuum, Lori.
Yep.
You're frozen with just this heavy, dark, and I mean that it was a blessing getting that foreclosure notice.
Yeah.
Because it woke me up. It's like, oh my God.
Oh,
Wake up, idiot. And Jeff swooped in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I swear, it was almost to the penny that I owed. No one can tell me any different.
And
I mean,
yep.
It's just amazing.
So, and this goes back to what I was talking about at the very beginning, maybe before you came in. I know you ran pretty early, about labeling people's experiences. So,
Right.
So someone very analytical, like my husband, might be like, no, it was just how it worked out. And it was total coincidence.
Right. Yes.
But your experience is your experience. So why would I try to take that from you? Why would I try to label your experience for you?
Right on.
When you can just live in that and go, you know what? I know that was my brother.
Yes. And no one can try to convince me otherwise.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I felt it. I felt energy. I felt the energy. I knew it was him. You know what I mean? Like it's just a feeling that you get too, that comes over you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like and the love.
Yeah.
That love.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm saving your ass again,
He's probably like, listen, come on. Why are we doing this again? Come on. Yep. But you're right. By and over in Facebook, we've got somebody says she's crying. I mean, people feel it. People feel those stories because, you just know. You're right. You just know.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't know how we know, but we just know.
Yeah.
And you can't take that experience away from anybody.
It's that energetic feeling that when you know someone is there with you, they're there.
Mm-hmm.
You just know they're there.
Yep.
And it was there. It
Yeah.
was, he was hugging me. It just was, I was wrapped around him. He was wrapped around me, I should say.
Right.
I just felt him. It was just amazing.
Yeah.
It was the most moving experience I've ever had in my life.
Right. Well, and that's what I was getting ready to say. Like, it was enough that,
yeah,
you will never forget that experience, that you're talking about it now, and you will talk about it forever and ever.
I also had a dream, a very realistic dream with my father. I was trying to wake up, to reach out to him
Mhm.
because he did visit me because we
Cool,
didn't get
Allison.
to say goodbye.
Yeah.
So it was, oh, good for you, Allison. Um, but it was one of those visitation dreams
Right.
where he was telling me I love you, and it was very, very real. He was just right there, like a little bit elevated above floor level.
Mhm.
But I was reaching out to him, trying and waking up. I was screaming myself awake to reach out to him
Yeah.
because it was so real. Has anybody ever had one of those? Have you?
I was just getting ready to ask.
Dream too?
Oh, I have. Well, I just did last week, but it wasn't anybody I knew. And they woke me up from a dead sleep, and they were a full apparition in my room. Yeah. I talked about, wait, did I even talk about that? Did I talk about that? Yeah, I talked about that in here. Did I? Wait, when was Portland?
So was it somebody looking for their loved one in your lives?
No, it wasn't in my live. It was in Portland when I was doing readings. So I was in Portland. I'm all cozy in my bed, sleeping, and I hear Lorenda, and I'm like, and they were standing right there in my bed. I have had visitation dreams. I'm trying to think. When I was younger, I knew people were coming in my dreams, but I vibrationally now as an adult, a trained medium, understand the difference. Like I look back and go, oh shit, I did get them. But when I was little, I just thought they were just really vivid dreams.
Yeah.
So
the vibration, yeah.
Vibration. Yep. Let's see. Someone called me to quit smoking. Oh, yep.
Have you ever seen that movie 1408 with John Cusack?
Mm-mm.
You gotta see it. You gotta watch it.
I'm going to add that to my list of shit to watch. 1408 with John Cusack. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love me some John Cusack.
I just watched that this weekend and it's pretty amazing. I highly recommend it.
Yeah. The one time that I had that was so impactful to the point where every time I thought of it, I would almost start crying was when I was asking if I should be going on the Catholic journey. I had hated I can't say that because I'll get, I did not, because of my experiences with my dad's family. Yeah. I really pushed that away. But then then I married my husband and then I went on this Catholic journey. And I remember I was sound asleep and I was like, should I even be doing this? And then all of a sudden, like I got this, what I would call the face of God was right here in my face, in my mind's eye. This is before I was on this mediumship journey. This is before any of that. I think I was pregnant with one of my kids. And it was so overwhelming love. And I was like, I guess I'm doing this. And that's the road that I went down. Now I'm a recovering Catholic, but I needed to do that because now in readings, I will get those references. It's like they were building my Rolodex. They were building my experience so I could find forgiveness, so I could understand what people were going through because it's not a background I had. So now it comes in a lot as a reference when I do readings. But in that moment, I knew I was looking at the face of God, Jesus, something. It was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen and felt to the point where literally every time I mentioned it, my whole body would want to weep.
Yes.
So I knew
I felt that too.
There was merit there. And you get that when you get those visitation dreams, you just know, and they'll come through. Like you've seen me do readings. I'm like, wait, they're talking about they just came to you, or it'll feel like somebody sits on the side of your bed.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of know that someone's there, or maybe not. But then those spirits, your loved ones, will take credit for that. They'll be like, that was me. That was me.
My cat jumps up on my bed frequently.
Yeah, I don't have any animals that jump on the bed like that because my dogs they sleep in their cages. They're too cool to sleep with mom and dad, which is fine.
always the foot of the bed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When
they
you're in
do.
it, Paula.
Yeah, they do. They will come and they'll be, because if you're going to feel them, it's when you're in that in between state of not quite asleep, not quite awake, which is why that's where hypnosis is. That's that same place. Is that's where you can access all of that stuff, and that's when they can talk to you. So, yep. All right. Well, thank you for sharing your
Thank
story.
you so
I
much.
appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me up here
Yeah.
and relaying my beautiful story of my brother. He's around. He teases me all the time. He knocks stuff out of my hand all the time.
They can be, and they can be, our loved ones can be mischievous, and the more we are attuned, I believe we see it more. Like, they're always around, they're always doing stuff, but we get so caught up in life that we don't see it, we don't feel it, we don't hear it, or we discount it. We're like, whatever, I'm making that up, you know.
Right. I mean, it could be a coincidence, or I'm a butterfinger. I mean, you have this
You
thing
know.
you're holding in your hand, and it flies. No,
Yeah.
that's Jeff.
You
Jeff,
know.
stop it.
You know what's up. Oh, thank you, Jesse. Yeah, thank
All
you.
right, honey, have a wonderful day.
All right.
It's so good to
You
see
too.
you. Ben.
You too. Thanks for coming in.
Bye.
All right. So I love me some Janelle. I haven't talked to her in so long. She's always in my chat, but I haven't talked to her in so long. So yeah, so the experiences we have, we can't put them into boxes. Okay. I misplaced my husband's phone. Looked for over a month. One day I came home and it was, sitting on the bed. I'm telling you, spirit can come in and make things happen. It takes a lot. I've been told it takes a lot for them to move things physically, that moving into our frequency and making things happen physically. That's what they have shown me, and other mediums have talked about that as well. It just takes a lot of energy to do that. But also, like, does it? Does it? I mean, I don't know. I don't like the idea of putting that into a box, or giving that a label, or saying, no, they can't do that because it takes too much energy. We don't know that. They have access to all the energy. They're on the other side. They have access to all the energy. Or maybe there's something we don't know, and maybe they're in a frequency that's not quite access to energy. Like, same with us. We have access to things, but we can't just be like, and I'm going to use the force to open that door. Whoosh. Right? We have access to the energy, but how can we utilize it? So maybe it's the same for spirits that are maybe they're only involved. I don't know. I'm just literally making stuff up right now. We really don't know. We won't know until we are there and experiencing in a different frequency, in a different plane on the other side. We are not going to know. So when you get those mediums that come on here, these spiritual people are like, well, I know because spirit showed me. You don't know shit. Period. We don't know. We can guess. We can make educated assumptions, educated guesses based on knowledge that we've brought in. I'm really interested to watch this skull experiment that somebody that astral what's their name, astral something, suggested. Hey Lee again. I know, right, Angel? Mm-hmm. By moving things all the time, but I bet they can't. See, that's my thought too, Jesse. I bet they can do all kinds of stuff, but then again, maybe they can't, depending on the frequency they're in, or where they are, where's their vibration, how much control, or maybe they're in an experience now as a guide, or as a loved one on the other side. Maybe it's not that they're stuck there, because I hate it when people are like, oh, but they're stuck. They're not stuck. They're in an experience. They're in an experience. They're in a frequency. They're on their own radio station. Okay. Anyway, that's my rant. Don't let anybody tell you that they know for sure what goes on the other side, because nobody actually knows until we get to the other side. And even with, people who have near-death experiences, their stories are similar, but they're not all the same, right? Their experiences are going to be based on what their what their I believe is what their purpose is, what their spirit team has to show, what they need to learn in a moment to get them through this lifetime to make sure they serve their purpose. Uh, oh, wow, that's cool. So I feel like don't let other people who come on social media, that come on the internet, tell you exactly what like, oh, they know for sure what happens, because ain't nobody knowing anything. And every time I think I know something, like I can feel it in my soul. I just know it in my soul. Spirit's like, and here's another book for you. Like they give me something else to consider and learn. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, maybe I should not just be so stuck in that thought pattern. I do have beginner classes next month, Michelle. I have them. I have them 2 Tuesdays a month. They're called all level spiritual development classes. Um, and those classes are for, um, right, April? Here, read this. Those classes are for everyone from I feel like I know things, but I don't know what to do with this, to practicing developing mediums. And I'm telling you, my spirit team, I will never take credit for how my classes go. Even though I'm teaching them, even though I create the platform, I never take credit for anything except creating a safe space for people to be themselves and learn on their own at their own pace in a way that they can understand. Because spirit, my guides will come in and they will tell me what I'm teaching. And every single class, I learn something new, which was my requirement. I will teach these, but I have to be learning too. I do charge for classes. There I do 2 Tuesdays a month. They are 2 hours, and that's what we were talking about earlier. Janelle was like, and then we go for hours afterwards. Not always. Sometimes it's a hard deadline, depending on what I got going on. But they're 2 hours. And then I open up a free, like no extra charge discussion afterwards. So we get the class part done within 2 hours. We do exercises. We offer feedback. We do like it's so cool. We have great discussions. And then it's from 7 to 9 p.m. Tuesdays Eastern Standard Time, and I charge $25, which is right there with all the other development classes. And then if people want to stay, we just stay on and deep dive what we've learned, and maybe even talk about woo things. It's kind of fun. It's also a good way just to like make new friends and be able to talk about things in a safe space. That's something I pride myself on, is I do create a safe space for people to be who they are. And you could take one class or you could take all the classes. Yeah, right, Janelle, they are fun. And I do offer one-off workshops. Those are like Spirit Guide 101. I just had Spirit Guide 101, learning language, the guides. I do have an intuitive writing class coming up, and I've got a Tarot 101 class coming up, learning how to read tarot for yourself and intuitively, and understanding signs and symbols and stuff. And I charge between $50 and $60 usually for those classes, but those are 3-hour workshops. And you get homework, you get things to continue with. I know other people who charge $100 for those classes, those kind of classes. So I feel like what I offer is very, very good. A lot of bang for your buck for sure. Learn, because I have a very hard time focusing. Oh, girl, what? Have you met me? Which is why I do a lot of hands-on. Okay, let's do these exercises. And even if you feel like you're not quite getting in there, I will say 100% of the people that come to my Spirit Guide 101 class, 100% of them meet a guide. I will, as they like to say in Ireland, hand to God. April, Angel Eyes, April has been in there. Janelle's been in my class. Yeah, it's the squirrel. So hi, Kim. Kim's been in my class before. We were just talking about my classes. And, It's learning how, and then I give you the tools so you can keep working on your own. Thank you, Angel. It is a fun space. Um, your spiritual closet corner. I love it. So yes, I mean, I love teaching the classes because my deal with spirit is that I learn also. And I do every single time. Every time. I learn something new. And that's why when people are like, "Oh, but I'm the authority." I'm like, "But are you?" I've been doing this a long time. I've had some amazing mentors. You will never hear me say, "I'm the authority." I'll be like, "I know nothing, Jon Snow." You know nothing, Jon Snow. June, November, I know I've been heavily guided or pulled towards you. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I'm glad. I'm glad that you're going to be able to make it to the classes. I'm going to do 2 in November, and then I'm going to take December off just because the holidays is crazy. I know people are like, money's tight for people. Um, and again, it goes from very beginning, and my people, my like Yessie is a good example. She is one that's been in my classes for a little while now, but not for like super long. I've got some people in there been in my class since day one. Since day one. We were just talking about that Tuesday. I think 2 of them were arguing over who was first. Like, does it matter? Um, I've got people that have been there with me for day one that could probably open their own practice as mediums now. Like they've been developing with me. And then I've got people who are just brand new that have never connected to their guides before. And the people that have been there a while are so welcoming and so encouraging and create such a safe space for newcomers. There's no condescension. Because I'll tell you what, you act that way in my class, you're out anyway. Period. So I create a safe space. And so do my people. So do my people. Love my people. My regulars. So if you're ever considering taking a class and you're just not sure about it, it's $25 and you're going to get 2 hours and then plus bonus chat, depending on what's going on in my house. Also, has anybody noticed my dogs are really quiet right now? They've been quiet all day. I wonder what they're up to. So yeah, check them out. And I do limit the class sizes, by the way. Yeah, the bonus chat is nice because, especially if you're new, if you're new, then it gives you a chance to kind of decompress and ask additional questions that maybe hadn't come to you until afterwards. They are chilling. I know, right, Kim? It's a little suspect. I did cover the side lights, so maybe they just can't see people walking around outside. Maybe that's it. So we have half an hour left. You guys, I think we should do a reading. What do you think? I've had spirit hanging out in here. They are chilling right now, but I think it's because I covered the side lights. They can't see outside. We've got construction finally next door. You've been to my house, April. We finally have construction next door. They're building on that lot, which gives my dogs lots to bark at. All right. Let's get, oh, look, we have 33.3 thousand likes. And, it doesn't show any shares, but I know that we had like close to 300 shares earlier. That's crazy that they just disappeared like that. All right, wait, where's my, aha, found it. All right, let's go this direction. Let me get my notepad here. So we can start moving into bringing a spirit in. We're going to see if we can get a reading going here. Oh, there they go. Yeah, keep sharing. Yes, has shared the live probably like 300 times herself. It just disappeared on my screen, so I couldn't see it. Let's see let's see who we're going to bring in today. So what I usually tell people is just invite your loved ones to come in. Invite your loved ones to come in and share a message. Keep in mind, I will never, ever, ever, ever reach out to you during a live, after the live, asking you to purchase a reading. I will never, ever do that. If you see that and it looks like my face, it looks like my name, there's probably like one extra letter in it, one extra little character in it. It's never me. I do not reach out to people. And that would be fake accounts. Absolutely. So just block them. And oh, yay. Thank you, Coco. Look at that. Let's see. Love it. And I love that we do have small crowds in here, because then more people are going to be able to have a chance of getting a reading. Yeah, and please do not put your personal information in the chat. So because last time, or 2 chats ago, someone came in, they were dropping their questions in Facebook, and somebody came in with a fake profile and was saying, oh, like reaching out to my aunt. Hello, Grand Rising. Would you like a reading? I feel your energy. And then there was a gal who ended up messaging me later saying, hey, I requested, I did a request for your reading, and it was something that I did not do. I did not send her. And because she had put in the chat that she wanted a reading because she had lost her grandmother. Like, that wasn't me. And I was like, listen, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't pay that person. Don't pay. So hopefully she didn't, but hopefully I stopped it before she paid that fake scammer who was not going to give her a reading. Hopefully we caught that, right? So just remember that I will never reach out to you. Also, if you are not chosen for the reading, keeping in mind, I'm very spirit led. I'm going to pull in the evidence. This is how this works. I'm going to pull in evidence. You have to be able to take 100% of the evidence. It has to make sense. If you can take the evidence, you can if you can go live, if you're on TikTok, we can pull you into the live. If not, then we'll do it through chat. It's fine. And I can feel, you guys can see my energy shifting, can't you? Because like I can feel a spirit moving in. So how that works is your people will come, and I might have 5 people that can take like 80% of the information, and there might be just one person that can take 100%. I will always try to get that extra. And then I really trust spirit. This is where we go back to, even when I'm teaching classes, I trust my guides. I trust spirit. So even I will be spirit led to whoever it is for. And we'll just go from there. But if it's not you, just know that even if majority of it matched you, those are your loved ones bringing in what I call postcards or spirit winks. That they're going to talk to you. They're going to come in and be like, hey, we're here, just letting you know that we're here. Okay. If I deliver a message to a person and you're like, whoa, that is totally something my grandmother would say to me, take it. It's probably from your grandmother. Remember, we're not doing boxes and we're not doing labels anymore. I understand this. We're going to let spirit flow how it needs to. Mine came through with 100%. I knew, because face tingles and nose itches. See, I get that too. And actually, what's funny is my nose has been itching this morning. Thank you, Kim. Thank you for the gifts, friend. And to all of you who have done gifts. All right. So let's move into, I'm going to invite the spirit in. So everybody just take a minute and just breathe. We're going to take a deep breath in. I'm inviting Lily to come in. This is my joy guide. Okay. And we're connecting mental mind to mental mind, heart space to heart space. And she's adjusting my vibration to be able to feel and connect to the spirit. And then I'm inviting Dr. Mike in to do the same. Mental mind to mental mind, heart space to heart space. And he helped me understand the information coming in, while Lily helps to bring that spirit in a little closer. All right. This is a friend. This is a friend that's coming through, either the net or it's either someone named Sarah or a other coming. It's a friend. It's a friend that's coming through. Oh my goodness. Okay. So this is what I need you to do because this person is coming in quick. If you could take 100% of this evidence I'm asking what emoji that would make most sense for them. Okay, I'm going to honor that crown. We're going to do the crown emoji again, like we did last week. Crown emoji, I mean, I feel like this person might be a Leo, or very queenly, like very big fire energy. So let's go ahead. Hi, Lisa. Well, are you sure you would? So just hang tight. We're connecting to a spirit right now. If you could take 100% of this evidence, you'll do a crown emoji. Then I'll see who I'm drawing to. This is someone who's a Leo energy or an Aries energy. No, she's saying Leo. I feel like August. August is important to her. This is a female energy. Friend. Passed very suddenly, unexpectedly. And I feel like this was an accident, like vehicle, either motorcycle or car accident. This is something very sudden. Accidental. Oh, and she feels like she had skin issues. Itchy. She like psoriasis, like I'm itchy. Skin issues like allergies or some sort of psoriasis. She's talking about her bloodstream, something about her bloodstream. So I feel like she may have had some health issues going on, but nothing that deterred her. Like I feel like she was still a force to be reckoned with. Something about her bloodstream. And she didn't, like her death was sudden or unexpected, but she didn't pass right away. Like I feel like either she was on life support or there was something where she didn't pass right away. Either the name Sarah or it was a best friend or childhood friend or the name Sarah or an S name. Childhood friend. She's talking about a cat, something about a cat. How are we doing on this? Do we have any takers on this? So go ahead and slow the chat. Let's see if we get anybody taking that. Do we have anybody taking this information? All I see is Jesse sharing the live. Okay, yes, you can hold off for a second. So I can see the chat. Okay, so Kim's taking it. Thank you though. I adore you. Anybody? So we got Kim. Oh, no, do not apologize. I just want to make sure if anybody had dropped a crown that I could see it. Okay, so Kim. We're up to 440 shares, my friends. Thank you. Keep tapping the screen. Tap, tap, tap. It might be for Kim. Kim has so many people in spirit that she can literally take every single spirit when she comes in my live. She got so many people around her. Let me see. So Kim, you can take 100%, my friend. Okay, everything stopped. Kim, you said you can take 100%. It's not about the name. Sarah is the name of my childhood friend. So it's childhood friend coming through. If you want to come up in the box, hit the request. This might be for you, Kim, actually. Okay, hit the guest request. I think this is for you. Hey, friend, how are you?
Hello, I'm good.
All right. So, talk to me? Who does this feel like? It's again. Sarah's my best friend, my childhood best friend. So I was thinking childhood best friends, childhood, um, female, passed suddenly, accidental, didn't pass right away, psoriasis, bloodstream, skin issues, like something along those lines. Is that all that makes sense to you?
Yes,
Is this your friend that we just talked about?
sounds like it.
Oh my gosh. And is she in August? August is important. Yes. Oh,
Yes.
holy shit. I just love how like that didn't occur to me. Okay, let me see what she's bringing in. Let me see what she's bringing in. Did she have a cat?
In her past.
Okay, so she's okay. Um, okay, well, this is interesting because I feel like she's literally confirming what you and I talked about. She feels like she passed suddenly, but then that person we talked about came in and did all those things. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. So let me get more evidence from her. So since we're playing with since we got the crowd here, let's see what else that I can get that you and I did not talk about. I'm going to ask her to bring more information in. Now, oh yeah, because oh my goodness. Okay, so the car thing was important.
Yes.
All right. Do you know if her car was it white or did she have a white car and then get a new car? Was there I feel like there was her car white. Do you know?
She had a white car, but this car
Was
was,
red by chance?
yeah, no, but it was a light color.
Okay. All right. Like a silvery kind of color. Oh man, she's a big energy. All right. So um was she cold all the time? Would that make sense? Was she cold all the time? She's talking about always needing something wrapped around. Even though she lived someplace warm, she always felt cold.
She she would say that a lot.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. This is okay. She's talking about my sweatshirt, like either the word fever or there's some sort of did she like basketball? Or like I feel like something about I don't know why she's talking about my shirt. So Indiana Fever is a WNBA team. Um, but she's bringing something up about my sweatshirt. Fever. Or did she have an Indiana connection by chance? Do you know?
Well, she might have. She had relatives all over this area, so.
Okay. I feel like she's talking about basketball though. Like I think there's like multiple things going on with the shirt. So I feel like she is talking about the fever, like she had a fever, like she had been sick. There was something she had been sick or she had not been well. And so that was contributing to like her actual unexpected death. Um, because she's saying she didn't pass right away. Like it wasn't like she just boom gone. So that would make sense based on what you told me about.
Yeah, she had been sick for a while.
Okay.
I mean, longer than I really realized too.
Uh-huh. Is there someone named a J name like Joe or somebody around her? Joe? Is it Joe? Is there a Joe around her? Do you know that would make sense to you?
Well, the J name is the person
Oh,
that
that we think took her things.
that took her things and
Okay.
is now in lockup.
Okay. All right. She's talking about do you know if this person, I don't know that we talked about this part. Do you know if he had gambling debt? Gambling? Is there a gambling situation?
I have no idea, but in the area they live, I suspect it's highly possible.
Okay, I feel like there was a gambling, like that's why he did it, gambling debt or having to try to recover debt for something. A lot of bad decisions. Um, and 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Had it been 2 weeks since anybody had seen her? Would that make sense? 2 weeks?
At least, yeah.
Okay. But I feel like she wasn't, like she was sick for a week and then 2 weeks. Like before she was found is what it makes me feel like. So I think it's really important for you to understand that your friend is okay on the other side, which you already knew because you do this work. But she feels at peace. Where I don't know that she felt at peace here. Does that make sense?
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay. She feels like she had a lot of things going on, not just physically, but mentally, spiritually. She was very conflicted. And I feel like she just had a lot of trauma in her past. And then now she just feels at peace with everything. And seeing how things played out the way they did. And do you understand? Did she have a daughter? Does she have a daughter? Daughter?
No,
What's
no, but she had people around her that she took this family.
Okay, okay. So I feel like there's a female around her that's acting as like a daughter, that's kind of taking on a lot of it. And I feel like she wants somebody to check on her. She wants somebody to check in with her. So if you know who this is, or if you get a wind of who this could be, I feel like just check in and be like, hey, anything I can do, just so you know, I'm here for you. And I just feel like this person needs support. This female needs support.
I have an idea who I know who that
Okay.
is.
Okay. But I think she's just coming through to let you all know that she's relieved. Like the overwhelming sense of relief that comes over my body, the physical relief is just beautiful. And I think it's important for people to know that she's okay. That she is, I feel like she's still reconciling a lot of things, a lot of her decisions in life. She's still reconciling things like life review. She's still going through all that, which I mean, she just passed. So she's going to be doing that for a minute, but she just keeps saying it's all love. It's all love. It's all love. And I can't believe that I was so afraid of this for so long. But just know that she is okay. And I feel like whoever needs to, this female is, that she's okay. Exactly, Lee, from caterpillar to butterfly.
Yeah.
So, but she's okay. And K name, who's the K name? There's a K name. Was her name start with a K? I know you're a K, but I feel like there's a.
No, my name is.
I know that, but I feel like somebody else around her that was important. And is a K that might be either working on the technical side or the technical. There's something about a K name, and a female. This might be someone who's taking care of things legally. I feel like this is someone not related to her, but there's someone that's important to handling all this. That's a K name. I feel like this is more of a challenge for you to kind of deep dive.
Well, her last name kind of.
Is it a C or a K? Like a K?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So maybe that's what I was getting. she's pulling away now. I feel like she's just learning how to do this. She's learning how to connect. And so she's just kind of stepping away now. But I think it's just super important that you know that she's okay.
Well, I did know she was okay.
Yeah. But I feel like there's someone else that doesn't know that she's okay. Someone else that there's a question, like her family or her friends. There's somebody, and this female is very, very distraught, very upset, and is taking on the kind of like, it's my fault. I should have checked sooner. I should have known. I should have known. And I feel like there's just someone who's carrying a lot of guilt about it. And she's saying, please tell that person it's okay.
Yeah.
That there's no way anybody could have known. And there's no one's saying, how dare you? I can't believe you didn't figure it out. That everything is in the right path. It is the right timing, that this was her time to go, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So all right. Well, anything else you want to, she's totally stepped out of my energy now. She was like whooshed in and whooshed out.
Well, that's kind of person she was.
Really?
Too.
Okay.
I mean, she talked really fast, and sometimes I'd have to tell her, could you slow down? Could you slow down?
Well, you saw at the very beginning, like how she was like, and let's go. I got things to do. And then she was like, and just started dropping all this information. So I love that she came through for you, especially in the timing of it all. I didn't even know you were still in the room. So I'm glad that she came through for you today. And she just sends so much love, and I expect her to show up more. I feel like as she gets her sea legs on the other side, she's going to start showing up more for you and letting you know that she's around.
Right.
So, and she's not upset with you.
I hope not.
Yeah, she's not upset at all. Everything happened the way it's supposed to, is what she's saying. So it's all that divine timing. So thanks for coming in the box and like sharing time and sharing your friend with us.
Well, thanks for bringing her through. I'm glad she's doing well. As I knew her, and as I know this spiritual life and world, I knew she was a lot happier there.
Yes.
I know she's going to be happier there.
Yeah.
So
she is. I felt like she was a very tormented person here. There was a lot going on that she just didn't know how to get out from underneath. And I feel like that spiraled and created more problems with her health issues.
Yeah, she was tormented. She was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I feel like it goes all the way back to childhood. Like it goes all the way back. And that this was just a really hard life for her. And her body was just done. Her body was tired.
Yeah.
And she did not end it, but her body was just very sick because of all the energy that she had taken on over the years. So just know that she's okay. And man, she feels so light and airy and refreshed. And she just feels like she's back to where her soul should be. And she's home.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you so much for coming in. You're like, you rounded out up to the end of my show. So,
wow, thank you.
Well, thank you so much. I'll let you. Do you know how to boop out, or you want me to boop you out?
No, I think I can boop myself out.
All right. I adore you.
I adore you too.
All right. Thank you, Kim. Have a good day.
You too. Well, maybe I can boop myself out.
I can help. I've learned how to do that now. There we go. Awesome. Well, that was a really whoosh-in experience, wasn't it? Whew. So that was it sounds like it was fitting to her personality too, where she talked a lot. She came in and out, right? Because she whooshed in, dropped her knowledge. And in full disclosure, like Kim and I had just talked about this the other day, about her friend. And I had not connected to her friend like that because I was not in that space. We were just talking, like she was just kind of sharing. But I think full disclosure, you all should know that I did have knowledge of this person, but until I saw Kim drop the crown, I was like, oh, wasn't even thinking about that. and so I know not a lot of evidence was validated here on the screen, but I know for a fact this is what Kim needed. Kim needed this, and her loved ones, and this person's loved ones need it too. So, and that's really what I'm here about. That's what I'm here for, not necessarily like the dog and pony show, but to prove the continuity of life. And also, Kathy, I see your post over here. Sounds like your sister who passed on Tuesday. Oh my gosh. Also, I'm so sorry your sister passed, and her daughter's Joanne. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry, Kathy, for this. And if you posted that in the friendly chat and I missed it, I'm so sorry. But yeah, so sorry to hear that for you. So that could very well be a postcard from your sister as well, because if that was a lot of evidence that she would have brought through, just know that, love you, friend. Hopefully I'll see you in November. Maybe we can bring her through. I'll see what I can get. You're welcome. Thanks for being around. Appreciate you and listening. But also same postcard. I would say they're the same message. Relief. She feels better. There's just a sense of being home now. There was a lot of baggage that came and was carried in, and that'll happen if you carry the weight of the world on your shoulders for so long. It's going to break your body down. Your body can only handle so much. So, all right, it is noon. I've got a lunch date with a friend, and I also I have so much to do. And I teach tonight too. So it's gonna be one of those really late nights. I can feel it. Which is funny because it even says here, I even had this card sitting here, midnight. So, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate all of you. And I'll be back on Thursday. I thought I was going to be out of town. Oh my gosh. So I think what I'm going to do, I thought I was going to be on vacation all next week, and turns out I'm only going to be on vacation till Monday morning. So what I might do is actually pick up a few extra lives. So make sure you're following me and getting notified when I go live. So that way, when I come on, you'll be like, hey, Lorenda's going live. That way you can, I'm going to try to do a lot more readings. I don't have any classes tonight that I'm teaching. I teach dance tonight. I teach dance. I've got all tap classes tonight. Nobody's mad about that. I will. I'm excited to go. He left this morning. He and my son. Oh my gosh, I've got spirit nose again. I'm not doing it. Stop. No messages right now. Oh, thank you, Linda. Thank you so much. So yeah, I'll be traveling for a few days, but I think next week, make sure you're following, make sure you're getting notifications. You have to actually hit the notifications that you want to be notified when I go live or if I post anything. Because I think I'm going to try to go live in the evenings next week also. I purposely did not schedule a class on Tuesday because I thought I was going to be out of town. Thought I was going to be in Palm Springs for a week. Turns out, no, I'm going to be in Palm Springs for a day and a half. Then I'm flying home. So, okay. All right, Lucas, I see that. Yeah, so I might try to do some pop-up evening time lives because I'm off from the dance studio next week. So I'm going to have evenings free. So keep an eye out. I might come on, do some readings, bring people in the box. We'll have a good old time. All right. Thank you all for hanging out. I feel like, did y'all learn something? Did y'all learn, show of hands, did you learn something? I hope you all learned. I hope you all learned things and that you feel like you're better for it. Show of hands. Did you learn something? Always good. Good. I love that I learn new things every time. Oh, thank you very much, Janelle. Yeah, Brian's like, yes, maybe. I don't know. You're trying to call me later. Okay, yeah, I'll be around. Yeah, please do. Or and if I don't answer, I'll call you back. I promise. Because I have you saved in my phone, so I'll know if it's you. So I'm going to go get lunch because I'm starving. I hope you have an amazing day. Oh, I'm so glad you got postcards. Good. Oh, That's funny, Brian. Well, just making sure. Um, oh, it's okay. It's okay, Lorna. It's all right. Every Thursday from 10 to noon, you'll find me here. So good. Sarah over in the Facebook world, she said she learned something. So good. I hope you guys learned some things. And it looks like Kathy learned some things. I appreciate you all. And Yessie, you are a rock star. You get like my my viewer of the day for sharing over 400 times. I appreciate you so much. Appreciate you. So thank you all. I appreciate you. And I will see you all soon. All right. Bye, friends.